Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Conversations with a Vet. My name's Carol Lee, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being here and supporting our veterans. I have a wonderful guest waiting in the wings for us. But before we get to him, a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I have a lot of veteran authors that come on the channel. And so we have several authored books behind me. Several of those will be given away when we hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. In addition, I have some here. These are some of the newer ones that I've gotten. Frank DeMith. He is a veteran. He did Defending the Eagle. This is the second in a series. It's a fictional book. Wonderful read. I'm super excited for the next one to come out because I'm really hooked on the characters. So feel free to check this one out. The next one is from James Blackwell, and this is called Gunners. This is his second book that he has done, but this one specifically is the B-29 machine gunners in the Korean War. He is more of a Korean War historian, so feel free to go check that out. Another great read. One of the ones that I really am interested to have the veteran come on, he's not been on yet. His name is Jeffrey A. Sabins, and it's called You Just Survive, Combat Chaos and the Quiet Battles That Follow You Home. So some great reads. Go check them out. Give them some love and support. And then another veteran that we met during Mind Overland's Veteran Day, it's more of a Veteran Day weekend getaway, is Grow Coffee. And they do bean coffee, cold brew. So this one particularly I had the chance to try. It's really, really tasty. You can go check them out. That's Grow Coffee. They're out of North Carolina, or excuse me, is that north, south? North Carolina. I was right the first time. So you can go check them out. Some wonderful coffee there. Additionally, when we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, I have from attorney at law, Will Simmons. And so he has graciously sent us several Yeti can koozies. Super excited about that. In addition to the Yeti can koozies, we also have several of the soft can koozies, getting vets the benefits they deserve. And so for that, you can go out, you can take a look at his website, and he's out of Florida. So make sure to check that out. Let's see, his, so I don't forget, his email, his website, SimmonsLawVets.com. Again, SimmonsLawVets.com. And speaking of which, the guest that I have, he has gone and seen Will Simmons at the law office. And so he is on tonight to tell his story. So please, everybody, let's give my guest, Jay Borders, a wonderful welcome. Good
Hi.
evening. How are you?
Nervous? I'm okay.
Excellent. You look good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Absolutely. And there's nothing to be nervous about. We are all supporters of veterans here. So, and I have 2 veteran sons. So we love our vets 100%. What I ask all of the veterans that I have on is to tell me a little bit about who you were as a child.
I think I was a happy kid. I mean, I loved to play. I loved to be outside, outgoing,
Nice.
funny, I think. Uh, uh,
Do you have siblings?
I have 2 older sisters. Yes,
Nice.
ma'am.
Okay.
Uh,
What was it like growing up in a household with sisters?
I think the only reason I was born because they wanted a male to carry on the last name. I hate to say that. I'm playing, but we grew up out in the country, and we spent all day riding horses or riding motorcycles. Or the only time we came inside, my sisters was hooked on General Hospital with Luke and Laura, I think. I don't know. I think that's what it was back then. And we had to come in from 2 to 3, so grab something to eat and watch that. But uh, we just was close and played and rode our horses and motorcycles and had a good little childhood. We had
Nice.
to work in the garden. We had to work in the garden, but our garden was a half acre, 2 acres. So
Wow.
we had to weed, and I don't know why my parents did that to us, but yeah. I mean, I enjoyed every bit of it. I mean,
Nice. So tell me a little bit about how you did in school. Did you like school?
the first couple of years, I guess they set me in the hallway a lot, saying I was a troublemaker.
Mm.
And fourth grade at Del Rey Elementary, it was her name was Miss Floyd, and she talked to my parents about getting me tested. And today they just give kids medicine, uh, but back then I got tested and ended up going to a learning LD class, learning disability for English, and I had to go to AUM, which was Auburn University of Montgomery, for speech therapy, and I was always doing something to try to catch me up. But once I went from sitting in the hallway, failing, to being tested, and I was held back a year. I did fourth grade one more time, to being able to do okay in school, passing, graduating. So,
Nice. Did you do any sports while you were in school?
yes, ma'am. I played football up until when I was playing ninth grade. Back then, it was 1 through 6, 7 through 9, 10 through, and so I was playing ninth grade, fixing to go to high school, and a big 300-pound guy came around and just cleaned my clock. That's
Oh
when I
no.
thought I was decided I was too little for football. I ain't going to play football no more. But I picked up wrestling, and I won city championship in wrestling, and went to state in high school, and uh, played t-ball for a couple of years. Never really got into baseball for some reason. Played basketball. I raced motorcycle, motocross. That's dirt bikes.
Mhm.
Uh, I was really, really active. Played all kind of sports all the time.
What was your favorite sports that you played?
Riding my motorcycle and wrestling. I wish I would
Very.
have done wrestling. I wish I would have done wrestling years ago when people were trying to talk me into it. Uh, I had my grandfather on my mother's side made the Olympic team in wrestling, but broke his leg, so he never went to the Olympics. And I never knew that story until after I went into wrestling. And they still had the book to show them on the wrestling team and everything. But I wish I would have wrestled a lot earlier. People have tried to talk me into it, but I just didn't want to do it for some reason. But I ended up loving it.
And it sounds like you did when, I mean,
Yes, ma'am.
winning state and that's amazing.
Well, I
That's abs-
qualified for it. I didn't
Okay, but
win it.
even still, qualified
Yeah,
is just,
no.
I mean, in my view, just as good. Saying
But I
you made it.
once, but I won city in the best in Montgomery, Alabama. So I'm in a lot
That's
too.
yes, that's awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
So you get to your senior year. What was it that made you decide that you wanted to join the military? And then not just join the military, but join the branch that you chose.
Well, the military came and visited us every year. Once I got to high school, and they had to get us all in auto or wherever the stage is or the lunchroom or something and talk to us. And I was like, I never paid attention to them until 12th grade. And like I said, I was in a learning disability class, and I never took a regular English class, never took a regular science class. I was good at math, though, somehow. So I
Wow.
went all the way through algebra. But anyway, I didn't talk to my family, nobody. I just went and visited them. And I was actually going to go into the Marines because I loved their dress uniforms. I
Mm.
mean, they, to this day,
There's
and
something about it, right? The gold buttons, the blue jeans with the red stripe, or the blue pants with the red stripe.
yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, they just look a lot better than solid blue. I'm sorry, Air Force. I'm sorry. But, but the girl I was dating and ended up marrying, brother was in the Air Force, and he came home and he took me back down there and took me to the Air Force. And he told me this is where I was going, and I listened to him, and that's how I ended up in the Air Force.
Oh, that's
I didn't.
wonderful.
I didn't think I could graduate college. I was too scared of school, and so.
So Jeff is out in there in the comments and he said, Jay, you're doing awesome. So proud of you. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about kind of how you were feeling when you first got to basic training. Like you get off the bus. Do you remember what's going through your mind?
Well, my brother-in-law, which is now my ex-brother-in-law, had told me it was all just a head game, and so we get off of the bus, and they start hollering at us and line us up, and start hollering at us. I start laughing, and they come into my face and start hollering at me some more. I just I can't believe what he's saying. It just made me laugh more. So that didn't help me out at the beginning.
I guess
So,
not.
but that's my first really, as everybody else was scared, I already had somebody to let me know kind of what to expect. And so I don't know why I started laughing, but I couldn't stop. So,
Interesting. So you go through the receiving where you get all your gear, you go through all of that. And out of all of basic training, do you remember any funny stories that you had then?
well, when I went through basic training, the Air Force, I don't know if it was right to left, but they lined you up in height, and the tallest one in
Hmm.
each row. Well, I was the littlest one in the back, and they always they back then they picked the littlest one to go up front and carry the flag and stuff.
Oh yeah, the guidon. Hmm.
And I lasted 3 days as that
Really?
because, but one thing I kept laid it on my shoulder, and I guess you're supposed to stand it straight up.
Hmm.
And I never did that. I just laid it. He, he used to get yelled at for quit carrying it like a fishing pole. But the main reason I got fired from that job and got put back to the back of the pack was they would tell me to turn right, and I would turn left by accident, and they would
Yeah.
let you they would let you keep marching. I marched them out into the middle of the field one day, up under a tree. I mean, they didn't stop you. It-
That is
yeah,
funny. That is a good story
yeah.
though. Y'all got your exercise.
I, we was going the wrong way, but
Oh, that's a great story. Something that you'll always remember. Um, so your basic training, how long was that?
it was 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Everybody else, I think, back then was 8 weeks, and Air Force was only 6 weeks. And of course, everybody always say we're the hotel of military, but it was still hard.
Yeah. And what was your MOS? What did you sign up to do?
Uh, my original one was 462, but I think today it's 2W1 or something like that. It's Armament Weapons System Specialist, which I
Okay.
worked on airplanes. I loaded bombs on airplanes, but we took them back off. But if the system didn't work on the airplane, then we would work on that system too. And of
Wow.
course,
That's
they
a
had,
dangerous job.
yes, ma'am. I always thought about it without my career field, the Air Force would be just like Delta or American. Uh,
Yeah, well, yeah, takes you to and from.
yes,
So
ma'am.
you graduate. Did your mom get to come?
No, ma'am. I know it was a release in a paper, and I know family members came, but I don't know. No, ma'am, I didn't have nobody there, and
Did
I don't know why. Uh,
did you tell your mom that you would join the military?
I didn't tell nobody till after I did it.
Ah, that's why wasn't there.
Uh, uh, I know my dad was proud.
Hmm.
Uh, he was glad I did it. I think my mom was too. Uh, I didn't even tell my girlfriend that I ended up becoming my wife at the time.
Mm.
I didn't know. I just went down there
She,
one day and
she said, "Where'd my boyfriend go for 6 weeks?"
guess what? I'm I'm going to the military. So I didn't talk to nobody. It just something after I saw him my senior year, and when they came to my school, that I went and saw them and I joined. I didn't tell nobody, but I think the real reason I told them not to come is I flew out the next day.
Oh, where'd
Uh,
you go?
I ended up going to Lowry Air Force Base, Denver, Colorado.
Okay, and this is for
And
your next phase of training.
yes, ma'am. And I couldn't. I was Thanksgiving. I graduated the day before Thanksgiving, and then it was Thanksgiving, and I flew out. And they didn't let us go off base. I was still in basic training,
Right.
so you came for a couple of hours and left. And I think that's the real reason. I think I told them they needed to come because I was going to leave,
Yeah.
and I ended up Denver was my tech school, uh, where I went to school to learn how to work on airplanes.
And how long was your tech school for?
I got there the day after Thanksgiving, and I left in March, but I was supposed to have graduated. I got sick and I missed some days or weeks, so they didn't wash me out. They just put me in the next class because the
Mhm.
class was kind of behind me. So I graduated that class. So I maybe stayed there a couple of weeks longer, but
Oh, that's not bad.
from pretty much from December to March. I don't know, 4 or 5. I mean, December, January, February. I don't know, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
But we got Christmas and New Year's off, so
Nice.
we didn't have no schooling like regular schools did. So probably about 3.5 months, maybe.
Okay. So I have a friend of yours and a fellow veteran, Lorenzo, and he says you're a badass, brother. So, okay. So let's talk a little bit about how you went from your tech training into the next place that you went. So where was the next place that you ended up?
Well, we got to fill out a dream sheet, and I
Okay.
was uh, that it was like 3 locations, and I put Eglin Air Force Base because it's right down here in Fort Walton Beach, and I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. It's 2.5, 3 hour drive back to. And I actually got sent to Eglin on the 33rd side because Eglin has 2 sides of the base. The 33rd deploys, and the other side we call main side is a test wing that develops stuff. And so I was sent to Eglin Air Force Base, the 33rd Fighter Squadron, 60th AMU was my first duty
Wow.
station. So, yeah.
What did you think of it?
Well, coming down here as a kid, and I knew the location as a teenager. I came down here for spring break and uh, graduation. Uh, Once I got there, like I tell people today, the military is really like any other job. You get up, you go to work, you come home. The only difference is they can tell you to go to war at any time. They can tell you to move at any time.
That's a big
Other
difference.
job, other jobs can, but like when I was in the military, you couldn't even stop at a gas station in your uniform. You had to go home and change. Doing anything out in public in your uniform was a no-no. Uh, but I loved it. I loved it. I really did.
That's awesome. And okay, how long did you stay there at that particular base?
I stayed there until 91. Uh,
Okay.
July of 91, I was sent to Germany. So,
Wow.
but this is an interesting story. Now, I don't know why I was at Eglin. I forget the years, and he's
That's okay.
anyway. Uh, when we went and got Noriega out of Panama,
Hmm.
Eglin flew cover, and my counselor was actually the Army Rangers were on the ground going in to get her. So having that connection with him means a lot. So I
That's
mean
awesome.
that just a neat story. And then my supervisor at Eglin, uh, I couldn't think of having a better supervisor because he sent me out there to. I knew the job. He could send me out there and do the job, and he knew I'd do it right, and he didn't have to go out there and watch me. So he taught
Nice.
me everything he knew. So,
It sounds
so
like you had really good leadership.
yes, ma'am.
That's really good. That's
We
really
had,
good.
but we had a lot of fun too. So good.
Nice. So let's talk about you hadn't been out of the country, is that right? Before you went to Germany? Is that Germany your first time that you
Yes,
were out of
ma'am.
country? And what were you thinking about on your flight over there? Were you nervous?
Yes, ma'am. I was supposed to be going to one base, and when I got off in Germany, my orders have been changed to another base, and it's because I had a top secret clearance, and I went from one thing to, I went from working on F-15s to F-16s.
Oh,
So, uh, so yeah, I didn't, getting off thinking I was going to one place and then the other was,
so
and that's,
they had to ship you
uh,
off separately.
yes, ma'am. I mean, I don't know what you mean, ship
They had
separately.
to get a vehicle for you to take you to the other Air Force base.
No, ma'am, the guy that picked me up was from the other Air Force base.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how it happened, but uh, where I went had F-16s carried nukes, and I guess since I had a top secret clearance, it was easy to take me to work on them and bring somebody else out of basic training or something and fill that position I was going to. So yeah,
Nice. What did you
but
think about working on those?
the two places that I was supposed to go was not 30 miles apart. I could
Oh,
look over and see them. Matter of fact, the base I went to was the smaller base, and I had to go over to the other base, like to do commissary, and so. But yeah,
what did you think about the F-16s versus the other planes that you were working on? Did you like them better, worse, about the same?
my first airplane was F-15, and I'm short, and so to work on the F-15, and all weapons troops have to go through low bar, which is you go through it every 30 days, where you have to people watch you load the airplane and test what you're supposed to test. And you have a certain time you have to do it without getting any write ups. Or, you can have one or two, but you can't have no major ones. Uh, F-15, they was thinking about taking me off the flight line and putting me in back shop because of my height. But then I ended up having two football players beside me to do it. And so I stayed on it. Uh, I guess the real difference is I could walk under the F-15. I had to been down under the F-16.
Oh, wow. I guess I didn't realize the height difference for that between the two, but that makes
Yes,
a lot of
ma'am.
sense.
But busted my head on the F-15 and did not bust my head on that. So I don't know how that happened. So
Oh, well, did you get to go out while you were in Germany to mingle with the civilian population there, or did you have to stay on base?
no, ma'am, I actually lived off base. Uh, I never lived on base.
Oh,
I lived in back then they had base housing off base and stuff. And so I had lived in a townhouse off base in a German village. And so I got to experience like the Fasching, which is something we don't have. That's supposed to happens in February. That's supposed to chase off evil spirits and all their parades and had like the house I lived in was connected to a family that had milk cows and that
nice.
milked them. We had the bread truck that rode around, the milk truck, the meat truck. You didn't
Oh,
have to
wow.
go to the grocery store if you didn't want to, other than so. I loved living off base more because I knew people that lived on base and that did not get to see what I saw off base. So,
Nice. That's amazing.
yes,
And
ma'am.
was there a favorite food that you liked in Germany?
Schnitzel.
Schnitzel's good.
It was a place right now. I was stationed at Spain Island, which is still there today. And there was a restaurant called Mama's right outside the front gate that everybody went to. And they had mushroom sauce and cheese on it. And then the fries, palm fries. But even the fries at that place in McDonald's, I don't know what they did with their fries, but they're 10 times better than our fries we make over here. It's
Oh,
covered with
wow.
oil or something back then. Oh, I loved it. I love their fries. But I ate a lot of schnitzel and bratwurst probably back then.
Makes me want to go
And
to Germany.
drank a lot of German beer and wine too. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, probably schnitzel was probably the best.
nice. How long did you stay in Germany?
95, 96, I got out probably.
You
Yeah,
got out of Germany or you got out of the military?
I got out of the military.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
um, so when you were looking to get out of the military, did the Air Force give you any kind of resources about and talking to about going back to civilian life?
No, ma'am. Uh, my dad and my flight chief, that's the person that was open over the weapons chief, they both begged me not to get out. Uh, I was going through a divorce, but no, ma'am. They just, you sign on a dotted line and say, see you later. You know, thanks. Did not, no thank you or nothing. You was gone. So,
Did you have to find your own way back home, or
no,
did
they
they
flew me
pay for that?
back. They
Okay,
flew me
I was just
back.
curious. I mean, not from Germany, but I mean, like once they flew you back to the States.
No, ma'am. What they did is they flew me back to the States, and then I actually, on my records, it said I got out at Maxwell Air Force Base, Montgomery, Alabama, is where I signed my paperwork to get out of the military. And that's where I signed my paperwork to go in the military. So,
Nice.
yes, ma'am.
So tell me a little bit about what you did when you got out. Like what happened after you got out? Did you have a job in place?
I kind of struggled. Uh, I thought getting a job would be easier. Uh, the reason I got out was to be close to my kids, and I was going through a divorce, and they moved back to Montgomery, and I ended up having to go to Indianapolis, Indiana, to get a job. So,
Wow.
and that's where my middle sister lives, and she got me a job with a cable company because of I could troubleshoot wiring and stuff. So I got a job with the cable company.
Did you like it?
Uh, it was all right. It was all right. I mean,
Yeah, that's fair.
sometimes I had to climb a ladder, a telephone pole, or something, and sometimes I just didn't do the job because I don't know how I got on top of airplanes, but I'm scared of heights. So sometimes you have to lean your ladder against the telephone wires and the cable things up there. On those, that job didn't get done.
I
I
don't
mean,
like heights. I'm scared of
I'm
heights.
sorry.
Yeah.
So, so
I
I ended up losing that job for that reason.
I
But
would have lost it too. So I
yes, ma'am.
understand completely. You won't see me even get on a step stool hardly because
Right.
I just, yeah, I don't know what it is, but I love to fly. I
Yes,
have no
ma'am.
issue.
I would
Yeah.
love to be a pilot. I think I want to be a pilot one day, but I've never been really, you know. But yeah, I came right up a glass elevator. I came, I'm
Yeah.
scared.
I know. Kind of odd. The fight or flight instincts in us, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So tell me about what happens next after you get let go from the cable company.
I start bartending.
Oh,
I went to bartending school, which was, I think, a couple of weeks long, and uh, started bartending in a hotel. I did the lounge during the week, and on the weekends, I did the nightclub. So I stayed, I did bartend in the restaurants a lot.
okay. Did you
So
like it?
I liked it, but it wasn't, probably wasn't good for me. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, I mean, I enjoy talking to people, and especially when it had to do with sports or something, and they don't like the sports team I like. But yeah, I enjoyed it probably a little too much. So
Fair. Okay. How long did you bartend for?
uh, 10 years probably or so. I
Well,
mean,
that's quite a long time. Yeah. So when you got done bartending, what did you do after that?
uh, started working on golf courses.
Oh, golf courses are fun. Well, my husband says so.
Well, my grandfather played golf all of his life, and my dad and uncle. And my dad never put a golf club in my hand till 14, 15 years old for some. Uh, but my dad has ran golf courses and stuff. And actually, when I was at Spain Dalham, he ran the golf course over there. And when I worked night shifts, I got off because they didn't have a sprinkler system. I would go and water the greens for them, and I got paid to do it and I just had to move around water hoses and sprinklers. And then plus, growing up in the country, I knew stuff about cutting and mowing and stuff, so it just seemed like a natural fit. Uh,
Nice.
so went
Did
into
did you
golf
ever
courses.
did you ever get to play? Did you like to play at all?
I play, but it depends on, I don't know. Sometimes I wouldn't consider me playing. So I've never been as good as my dad and my uncle and stuff. So, but I play. I'm happy enough with my play, even
Yeah,
though, uh,
nice. Nice. I can't
even
say
though,
that because I want to be like my husband who can hit the ball 400 yards right off the first tee. And I think I should be able to do that. And I hit the ball and it just goes boop. It
well,
doesn't go anywhere.
I just have seen more people that are more serious about it, hating the game and not having no fun and breaking a club up against a tree or throwing it in a pond.
Oh, wow.
But
Yeah.
just, you know, after you've been in the military and you've gone to Iraq and Turkey and stuff like that, dang, this is just hitting a ball. I don't care. We're having fun. We're living.
Yeah.
So I think it's better sometimes not to take it as serious as other people do.
Words of
So
wisdom right there. Words of
that's right.
wisdom. Um, and Jason says, he says, you're definitely my kind of guy. I started my life in restaurants and bartending, then went to a phone company and did cable TV. Left that industry for a short time, and now I'm back. So now he's back to working with cable and fiber and that
Right.
kind of thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about from there. You did that for how long? At the golf course? Best guess.
Another 10 years, maybe. I don't,
Okay.
I mean,
So yeah, that's good. That's good.
I can go get my resume.
Yeah. I
I
love it.
forget I'm I forget I'm 57, so I'm trying to piece it together.
Now
So
I know. And the older we get, oh my gosh, the worse it's going to get, right?
yes, ma'am.
So, okay, where do you go from there?
Uh, well, in the meantime of all that, I have been in trouble in there
Oh, okay.
because there wasn't any. Like I told you earlier, they just let you out.
Right.
They don't. It wasn't PTSD. I think nowadays it's some kind of 6 month thing transferring you from military life to civilian life. So I had been in and out of trouble, and I got in trouble in Florida down here.
Oh,
Is and uh, they have a program called the Vet Court program that veterans can go to, and it's like a drug court program.
okay.
It's the best thing I can. I mean, people that have ever done a drug court, that's kind of, that's the best way. What is vet court? It's kind of like a drug program. I had to go to so many AA classes. They test you so often, but that got me going to the vet center for counseling. So that's when, you know,
Yeah. And so this would be because now you're in Florida and you go to vet court, you go through their programs. And so what happens after that? Like after vet court?
I was in vet court during the pandemic.
Oh,
So, you know, so
I
I'm
do.
going, right. And so that's going to tell y'all, uh, I had just started seeing Jeff, my counselor. Uh, I messed up in vet court twice. And when you mess up in vet court, they'll throw you in jail for 15 days or something,
Hmm.
if it's not a serious violation. But they found that I was kind of really didn't have a home. And so they got me into a VA housing program, which I didn't know the VA had. Because you walk into the VA hospital, it's no signs, it's nothing. I mean, you don't know what you're eligible for. And uh, just really started changing my life around.
Wow. So they got you in contact with the veteran housing, and where were you at before they found that, before you found the veteran housing?
In my car, sleeping at trap houses, uh,
Mm, yeah.
uh, just wherever I could find.
Well, I'm looking at the room you're sitting in, and
Yes, ma'am.
it looks amazing. Is this the home that the vet uh, VA housing helped you get?
And no, ma'am. I spent 2 years, around 2 years on that program,
Hmm.
as they helped me rebuild my gig credit, I guess, since
Hmm.
I had pretty much disappeared off the. You couldn't find me. You
Yeah.
couldn't find me. I didn't have credit. I didn't have housing. I didn't have nothing. Didn't have addresses. Uh, they helped me. So I was in 2.5 years where they started out paying all my rent in a duplex, and then slowly but surely. But at 54 years old, I bought my own house.
Yes. I'm so proud of you. That's wonderful. And it's a beautiful looking home from what I can see.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean,
Well, thank you.
yes, you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah,
It sounds like you've just really done a complete 180 and really strived to get your life back on track, and you should be really proud of yourself because I know I'm proud of you.
yes,
And
ma'am.
this is the first time we've seen each other face to face.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
so tell me about um what you would want to tell other veterans if that are listening or might listen to this in the future. What do you want to tell them?
Never give up. It's always there's always a way out. Luckily for me, my friends and family, my best friend from fourth grade and my family never left me. They always, to this day, they're here. Uh, find a local vet center. Uh, it changed my life. I'm in a group with guys that'll call me today and or text me, or we text each other, we see each other, we do stuff. We have problems here and there, just like anything, because we all have our own problems, but there's things out there that help you.
Yes.
I mean, that makes you be better. And it's their support which makes me wake up every day. And every Thursday I come home and I know after I go to my group and I know I can make it another week because of the guys I talked to that day.
And it gives you something to look forward to for next week.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have some great support in the chats. And so Jeff says, still doing great, Jay. You're a rock star, which you absolutely are. And then um, let's see. Of course, all of everything that you went through and still a warrior, 100%. Let's see. Let's see. A lot of congratulations out there too for you about being able to be where you are today. So you have a large community of individuals, veteran and civilian alike, that
Yes, ma'am.
are very proud of you. Um, so just want to make sure that you know that.
Well,
Now
thank
let's
y'all.
talk a little bit about, we talked about what you would say to other veterans. What kind of wise words would you have for a teenager or somebody looking to join the military?
Best thing you could ever do. Uh, I honestly wish our country had, like other countries, if you don't go to college, you did 2 years in the military. You learn some kind of trade. Uh, just make it through that first couple of weeks of basic training. Then go to your schooling. And then after that, it's a job. it's a you're going to meet friends. Uh, you're going to make friends and meet brothers, and some of them from other countries. When you're like when we're doing no fly zone and stuff, and I got British guys I talked to today. I got just I would encourage anybody to go to the military myself,
I
and
love it.
don't look back. Don't look back.
I love it.
Just get through the first couple of weeks of basic training. Now, tech school is a little bit more relaxed. Then when you get to your first base, you own. It's a job. Show up when they tell you to. It's no more them coming through, throwing a trash can down the aisle to wake you up. So I
Right.
would encourage anybody that didn't want to go to college, go to military.
That's wonderful. So for anybody that's in the chats, now's the time. If you have some questions for Jay, go ahead and put those in the comments for me. And for you, Jay, what I know, as I said, obviously, you've got a lot of community that absolutely loves and supports you, which is evident from, you can tell by what the comments say. If you had to talk about some of those people, that supported you, like your mom, your family, what would you want to say to them?
Thank you for not giving up hope. Thank you for believing in me. You know, when my dad comes down here and sees me, it makes me so proud hearing him say he's actually proud and talking and bragging about me now. So uh, just thank y'all for never giving up on me. Because I know a lot of people out there that their family gave up on them. And that's why they're still where they are today.
Yeah,
So that's the main thing. Thank y'all.
that's wonderful. And it's one of those that you have to be humble enough to be able to ask for help too, right? So for those veterans who are still struggling, you have to be able to raise your hand up for somebody to grasp a hold and help you out. But you got to want to do it, because I'm sure that nobody's can make you do something you aren't going to want to do, because if that happens, you just fall back into your old habits. So you know
And
hopefully
and
we
maybe
oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Because I was gonna say piggyback off of that.
Mhm.
Maybe that's why it took me so long. Uh Maybe if I would have tried any earlier, I wasn't ready and I was doing it for the wrong reasons. And this last time I'm doing it for me. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, and now I
But
got my kids in my life,
yes.
my grandkids, and yeah.
So your kids, how old are your children? You don't have to tell me who they are or any of that. Just, just age wise. I was just curious.
My oldest one's 37 and my youngest one 34. And
Wonderful.
my oldest grandson is 18, and my only granddaughter, which I spoiled rotten, is 4. So,
Love it. Love
uh,
it. I'm really proud of you, Jay, and what you've accomplished to this point. I think it sounds like your family, absolute rock stars, that, being there supporting you. I'm that kind of mom also for my veteran sons, and I would do everything I possibly could. So, um, make sure for me, you tell them thank you. And
yes, ma'am.
it's amazing what you're doing. Let's see. So, um, okay. So Jason says, you're doing great. Thank you so much for being brave enough to come on and speak about you. Your story resonates with many out there. So absolutely love that other people can relate
Yes,
to
ma'am.
you. And Jeff says, Haley and I are so proud of you, Jay. You are a hero. Um, and Lorenzo says, damn, you old, ain't it? Uh, again, it's been an honor and a pleasure, Jay, to have you on. Any other last words that you want to share with anybody? Or anything you want to talk about?
I mean, I don't. The resources are out there. Never give up. I don't know. Thank everybody for their love and support. And I mean, I don't know what. I
No,
mean,
you're doing
you
great.
know, I
You
mean,
do.
I really hope if I can touch one veteran that's out there struggling, that's on the street, that doesn't know about the housing program or uh, uh, anything like that. So, but I did do one thing that we kind of skipped over
Okay.
during all this time of me getting my house and stuff. I ended up going to 2 year technical school and graduating that class. And so I can now say I went to college. And that, when I left school in 1987, I thought I would never do. And so I am really proud about that.
You should be. That's
So,
amazing.
so
What was
that's,
the, what did you get? What kind of a,
I just went under construction trade, and
okay.
we actually built tiny houses and we sold them. And we
Nice.
built them from the ground up. So, uh, yeah, that's the one thing that is one of the most proud of. I didn't think I would ever go to college, and I had graduated from a 2 year technical college all these years later. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
and,
amazing.
and thank, you mentioned Will
Mhm.
earlier. He's helped me out tremendously. And then Jeff, and just my mom and dad for never giving up, and my sisters and my Tony, my best friends, and my kids that I got back in my life. So I
It's
guess
a,
that's
it's amazing how you've just turned yourself around and sometimes when you're in that mindset, you don't recognize all of
mm,
the community and the people that are there for you. And you think you've got to do it yourself. And when, like you, when you finally decided, okay, now I'm going to take that moment, that step, and it's that whole community comes together again for you.
yes,
So
ma'am.
yeah,
And
I'm really,
it's still
yeah,
hard and it's still a struggle. So I don't want to kid anybody.
yeah,
Uh, but now I'm with the right support and back, and you know,
yeah. Very
so
well said. Very well said. Um, Lorenzo says, those Russo know are here honored, brother. I think it's supposed to say those who know also are here or honored.
right.
I'm not sure, but I
Yeah,
think we got the gist, Lorenzo.
yes, ma'am.
uh, well, if you want to hang tight for me and don't go
Yes, ma'am.
anywhere, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping everything up, and then I will be right back with you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, if anybody, those of us who know are here that are here are honored. That's what Lorenzo said.
Right.
So, for anybody out there, if you have any veterans that you're aware of that would be interested to come out and tell their story, I'm going to put in the comments my email address, um, which is conversationswithavet@gmail.com. Gmail.com. Okay. and just have them go ahead and email me, and we can see about getting them on the channel. I don't have a guest scheduled for next week, but I do have one the following week, Sunday, 6 p.m. So just, I am on Facebook, so Conversations with Yvette. So you can check there. I'll also post out in the community notes on this channel on YouTube if I have a show or not. Well, if I don't have a show, it'll say that there's no show. So I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, supporting our veterans, supporting Jay, our wonderful guest tonight, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have a guest for next Sunday night. If not, we will see you on the 15th. So everybody have a wonderful rest of your night and a great week.